Hello and welcome. My name is Olga. I am advanced Faster EFT practitioner and relationships coach. And in this video, I wanted to address one of the fears or doubts or worries that's been coming up in both my one-on-one conversations with my clients, but also in my community, and even on the recent webinar that we hosted around finding true love. And that's the one of how to deal with fear of being controlled by a man. Now, sometimes it also shows up as a fear of losing your freedom or losing yourself as you get into a relationship. I think it's a brilliant topic and I have so much to say about it. I even wrote quite a few sticky notes, so get ready. But I only have about 10 minutes before the next session, so we're gonna make it quick. All right, so the first thing that I want you to think about is, why is it even important to address this fear or release this fear? I actually wrote down 3 reasons, I don't know if you can see that, of why is it important to address it. And it really does start with the place of whatever fears we hold within become our wishes. Now, before we even start, I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been in a relationship with somebody who was very controlling and not from the good place. And a simple, example of that was something like this. I remember when I thought of getting a divorce, I shared with him and I said, listen, maybe I'm saying that out loud, it sounds so stupid, but this is what I said literally. I said, listen, I think I'm ready to consider getting a divorce. I think we tried working things through and it's not working. And I think I want to go and talk to an attorney, to the divorce attorney. So I told it to him. Next thing I know is that he takes my keys and hides it. True story, he hid my car keys. And things like that happened more than once in my relationship, where he would just try to control me by doing some, now as I'm looking back, just really immature and kind of silly things. But at that time, it didn't feel like silly and immature. It actually felt very much stuck and very much scary and very much just horrible, right? Living with a man who is that, stuck in his thoughts, essentially. Another thing that happened is, I remember having a conversation of going abroad and taking my daughter there to visit a grandmother. So my parents live in Russia and, I've moved here many, many years ago, but I go and visit them once in a while. So I remember him saying, no, like, you cannot take my kid and go to Russia to visit them. It was just that ridiculous. And it wasn't like, well, I have concerns or let's talk about it, right? It was literally a no, right? So very controlling, very strict, and very rigid. So when I talk about fear of being controlled, I'm coming from a very, very real situation in being in a relationship with someone who was rather controlling. Now, the reason why I worked very hard on clearing that fear of being controlled again, because I knew if I hold on to this energy, if I hold on to this fear, sure enough, life presented opportunity to clear it, right? So I would rather deal with this before getting into the new relationship, because again, what we hold within, we attract more of. The second reason that's important to address is because very often you start displaying this quality and you'll try to control them. Just think about it. To prevent somebody to control you, the first thing that you want to do is take control. And so this is really not a good energy, not something that I wanted to carry forward, because I don't want to be controlling either, right? I actually wanted to be with a man who has a good energy, but who also can be a leader. If anything, I wanted to learn how to healthily surrender to a wonderful man energy, because I didn't want to have balls in a family. I tried that for many years in a previous relationship. So I knew it was very, very important for me to clear this one so I don't try to be controlling either. Finally, it will hold you back. This is a terrible fear to carry around, because if you are scared of losing your freedom or losing your peace or losing anything to compromise the relationship, chances are you'll never get into a relationship, because you will justify, oh, it's better for me to be alone than to have a mediocre relationship. And the truth is, it does not have to be mediocre. It can honestly be wonderful, wonderful relationship if you can only address those things. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want you to ask is, where is it coming from, right? So where is this fear coming from? What experiences, what actual experiences did you have that you needed to clear or you needed to address to release it, because those experiences are your maps, right? It's your biggest imprint of a man energy that you're carrying through. And if you haven't seen my video on clearing the bad memories, make sure to grab a copy. I'll make sure to drop a link here because it's really, really good. Oh, hi, Ravia. How you doing? It's really, really good to clear this one instead of moving it forward. So clearing bad references or clearing bad memories would be your next step. Now, it's a little bit far beyond the scope of this video on how to do this, but tapping is really great for clearing bad memories. And what even better than tapping is Faster EFT, because Faster EFT has a very clear process to actually release some of the bad memories and experiences and references, so they no longer, number one, sabotage your behaviors, right? And number two, project into what you don't want. Okay, let me look through my sticky notes, right? Finally, nobody, and I repeat, nobody can take away your freedom. Are you with me? Can I have hashtag nodding if you're watching it live? And it's absolute truth, guys. You can give away your freedom, right? Or you can get in a relationship where people can quote unquote take your freedom, but it's not for taking. And nobody, absolutely nobody can take it, right? So learn to create beautiful boundaries, a space that you can own, not from a controlling perspective, not from a rigid or negative perspective, but learning to live with open heart and having a healthy boundaries around your relationships is absolutely priceless and absolutely doable. So as you step in on this journey, remind yourself that you are in charge. And if you're having these fears and if you're having these doubts, there could be that there's part of you that's still living from a limited victim mentality, which is again a juicy one to clear, right? It's really hard to manifest from a place that I'm not in control, because that's what victim mentality is. So as you're clearing the victim mentality, as you're clearing, they are doing this to me, all of a sudden you're in your power and it's easy to manifest and memories get tapped quickly and things are changing and you're attracting people that you worth and deserve. Alrighty, ladies, well, thank you so much for joining. If you watched me live, if you are watching it on YouTube or on my Facebook, I appreciate it, but make sure that you go and address those memories. Literally, write the list of all the bad things happen in your relationship that you label as controlling, right? So in my case, it would be things like when he took my keys and didn't let me go to the attorney, or when he said, no, you cannot take my daughter or our daughter to go and travel abroad to see your family, or any other things that have been said or done to you that just have this really, really negative stuff controlling energy that you want to release from your system. All right, ladies, make sure to grab this video, watch it, tap along. If you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to help. Rather than that, have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time.